doing it wrong.
No, the mic wasn't engaged. And for some reason, I won't record, but the mic's not engaged. So I'm going to go ahead and start that one, too. Oh, you took the lamp out, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's right. You said that on the podcast. Because that fucking wasp.
Yeah, it ruined it. There we go.
That didn't help a thing.
Well, that's because you're hitting the...
Okay.
That's why I said I'm burning that fucking chair. It's got 5 spokes on it. It's just not conducive. It's just not conducive for this setup on carpet.
Well, maybe the one, just turn it the other way so that middle one doesn't hit the table right there.
Well, no, I don't want him sliding any more forward anyways, because if he does, he's going to hit the table with the arm of the chair.
Hey, we got it now.
It's not an uncomfortable chair.
No.
It's just
it's good.
It's just
it just doesn't work very well for this setup.
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
Right.
And I'm giving you all this grief. Then I sit in it a couple times. I'm like, this thing's a pain in the ass to try to navigate because it won't roll on the carpet.
Yeah, it's like,
so you got to freaking try to get it to go where you want it to go. And then it sinks so much, and if you have the arm of the chair and then you get out, it'll flip the whole goddamn table. You wouldn't think that thing would be strong enough to...
Yeah.
You think the chair would just stop.
Right.
But no, it just picks the table up. So, all right. Anyways.
All right.
You all ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Hello, welcome to Moist Nougat. I am the Kid.
I'm Marnie.
And I'm Dan Lee.
Dan Lee's back in the studio this week after his bout with a summer cold or a late spring cold.
It was
that he got from
Mom. No fun.
So yes, back in the studio. Real quick, and I'm not going to get into a lot of details or anything, but we wish Kerry the Bully a quick recovery.
Yes, absolutely.
He's in the hospital with some heart issues, had to have a stent put in.
Mm-hmm.
And, I won't air any more stuff about that, but he was lucky.
Yeah, very.
Oh, wow.
Because they got him to the hospital in time. They said if he would have had one, it probably would have been the end. So.
Yeah, it was a widowmaker.
So... he's recovering in the hospital in Florida, and hopefully everything goes good, and
rest
he'll
up,
be
man.
back to being a bully.
Yep.
Real quick, just something I wanted to get out there. The Denver Nuggets are in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm super psyched. They've never won.
Okay.
They've never won a championship. And I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I did watch the game. The first game was Thursday night. And the Nuggets won 104-93.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
was it a good game? That's all I really care about.
The Nuggets won. That's all I care about. So, yeah, it was a good game.
Good game.
But, yeah, no, it was a pretty good game. I mean, the Nuggets kind of were in charge the whole game.
Okay.
It got kind of... They're playing the Heat. Miami Heat.
Right. Yeah, well.
And they've won enough fucking championships, so it's time for Denver to get one.
It's time.
Let's share.
And
be nice about it.
We're trying something new again on the podcast. Emily will be happy about this, though, because the top 5 is not dead.
Oh.
No.
But what we're going to do is we're going to put some things into rotation. We haven't come up with all the things we're putting into rotation yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But top 5 is something that's going to be in rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Piper got out. Escaped.
That was quick.
Danalee's dog Piper somehow escaped her little cage.
Her little lair.
But Marnie's wearing the right shirt.
Yep.
For this week.
Yep. I actually thought for the song you might have some Will Smith in there. Summertime.
No copyright issues.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Uh-oh.
I'd have to pay Will
And then
Smith.
I was gonna like smack you in the face.
Exactly. That would be the last thing I played because I won't even watch a movie anymore after all that bullshit. But
I
we
know,
won't
right?
get into that. But the top 5 this week is top 5. Well, the top 5 in the rotation.
Yeah, I feel like top 5 is just a great discussion beginner.
It's a top 5. It's top 5 week.
Okay. Yep.
Next week might be porn week, or I don't know. We haven't gotten that far yet. But this is the top 5 favorite things about summer, past or present.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hot out today. It's getting warm, and
too
so
hot.
I felt like it was a good week just to go ahead and kick it off with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess who's going to start?
I'll start.
All right. So we're going 5, 4, 3,
5,
2, 1,
yeah,
like we
yep.
used to with the actual regular. Oh,
Mm-hmm. So I was going to say summer camps when I was younger. And most of them were like church summer camps. But when my parents moved me to North Carolina, when I would go to these summer camps, I could see my Maryland friends again. So I was always excited to go to summer camp in Ohio. And sometimes I'd spend 1 week, sometimes I'd spend 2 weeks, and
Wow.
it's just when I got to see my friends.
2 weeks at camp. That's pretty cool.
Because there were 2 years where I was like, I could go to either one as far as age, so I just stayed both weeks. Or my parents were just like, go away.
I didn't go to camp in the summer, but I remember I did go to camp one time, and it was through like elementary school or something.
Oh.
But I can't remember if it was a weekend or a week or what. But I remember going to a summer camp somewhere up near Canandaigua.
Yeah.
Probably on the lake somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
And it was fun. I had a good time.
There was a lot of competitions and fun stuff,
It wasn't a religious camp.
Oh yeah, there were always like every day we had to go up to the, I don't know, temple, chapel, or whatever. But then the rest of the day would be fun.
I think this was put on by ex-convicts or something.
I probably would have liked that one better.
Picking locks,
Scaling walls,
and hot wiring cars.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah. Because you could always use that one.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Cars aren't going anywhere.
But so, like, did you have your first kiss at summer camp?
No,
or anything
no.
like that?
I think I've told y'all this before. My first kiss was in my dad's recliner when he was on a business trip. And my mom let me have a co-ed sleepover in 8th grade. So, yeah, that was my first kiss. No, I was always the guy's girl when I was younger. Like, I was the one, like, they wanted to be with my friends. So I would, like, hook everybody up. I was always, just the guy's friend when I was younger.
Right,
so.
right. Friend zone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any summer camp stories because, like I said, I only went, and it was so long ago. I barely remember anything that we did other than the like little cabins that you stayed at, and shit like that.
Well, do y'all know the game Foursquare?
Foursquare.
No, I'd have to
It's
hear
like
what
with
it's about.
a ball, and there's like a square, and you like have to hit it in the squares, and there's everybody standing around.
I think I've heard of that before.
Well, my church was Foursquare Church, so it was kind of like a thing that we learned there. I don't know, but I was really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like the
Summer
the
camp.
lead person
Foursquare
For my
camp.
age. For my age.
for Foursquare competition. All right.
Yeah.
Got picked first. on
And
all teams.
tetherball. Tetherball was a big thing that we did.
Oh yeah.
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 The only memories I have of tetherball, I have played tetherball before, but not like at a competition level or anything.
Right.
But what was the movie? Iconic movie.
Was it? How many comedians were in that? Was it like 5?
Well, no, the one with God, I can't even think of the name of it.
With
He had
Ben
glasses
Stiller?
and curly hair, and
I don't know.
then he had the uncle that used to think he was a pro football player and had like a
gosh.
conversion van, and
Right.
then the nerdy brother. And
Oh my
God, what the
God.
hell was the name of
I
that
don't know.
movie?
My memory's shot, so I don't.
Were these
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, Napoleon.
There's a scene where he's
Yeah.
playing tetherball, and
Okay.
like, he's not
right.
very good.
Yeah, he's bad.
That
Yeah.
was a great movie. That was funny.
For the life of me, I couldn't figure out the name of that damn movie, though.
That's so
God, I
funny.
gotta see that.
Jeez.
You've never seen it?
No, I've seen it
Oh,
plenty
okay,
of times.
okay.
I just,
But he hasn't seen it in a long time.
It's
Yeah.
been a long time.
No, that is a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
You say uncle. It reminds me when I did stay 2 weeks one time. In between the camp weeks, my uncle and aunt would come pick me up, and my uncle came and he did some maneuver on the tetherball pole where he like lifted himself up and he was like totally sideways. And
Really?
like all the kids
Wow.
were like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Yeah.
I'll never forget that.
That takes some strength.
Yeah. Nerds.
Yeah. Tetherball.
yeah.
Tetherball.
And there was a candy store there. It was, yeah, good
Really?
times. Hmm.
Wow, that's really good. The only summer camp I went to was awful. I had to go to a football camp because I thought, I really like football. I really want to play. And, it was tough. I was so sorry I went to that.
Because they made you work.
Yeah.
Made me work.
It's not
like,
an easy game.
Yeah. So I was like, well, this is a pretty big commitment.
Yeah.
I hung with it, but
Is that like a
Not going back.
2 week deal, or
no, just a week.
Oh, just.
But
a
it
week.
was people from all over different counties.
right.
People
right.
that you were gonna like get a chance to meet them, but you were probably gonna play against them at some point.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, and so everybody was real good.
Football camp. That does not sound fun.
No, I did not enjoy it, but anyhow, I stuck it out. I just did my best, but
Yeah.
it was eventually not a career for me. I was too much into music, so I had to
Yeah.
go a different way.
All right. Well, any more summer camp
No,
stories?
no.
No big.
I mean, there's tons of stories, but we can move on.
All right, Dana Lee, what's your number 5 favorite thing about summer, past and present? Don't say 1971. He's going to.
No, I'm going to say 1963.
1963.
Yeah.
okay.
So, as a family, we would go for walks in the evening after dinner, and always loved that. My grandfather, he would kid with us. He'd make all kinds of jokes about us and make us laugh. So, it was a lot of fun. My grandmother had to keep us all in order. It's like, now, don't you kids get too close to the road.
How many kids?
Oh, it was, let's see, 5, 7, 10 of us.
And just your grandparents? Or
And the grandparents and whatever adults of the 3 families
yeah.
would stay. The rest had obligations or something. So always one couple would stay.
Yeah.
So it was a lot
the
of
neighborhood
fun.
was like, here they come.
Yeah. Well, it was great because we would go down to their cottage in the summer and at my grandparents' place, and but that was a ritual. After dinner, we're going to go for a walk,
That's cool.
and we all would prefer it was a ride in the boat, but we went for a walk and we had fun with it. And let's see, was there anything very specific? No. But we would be bugging them to, can't we go for ice cream? With the kids would be just like, yeah, walking's all right. But my grandparents loved to walk. So,
Yeah.
They wanted to get the exercise. It was like a ritual for them. They always had to do it,
Right.
eat dinner, and then go for a walk.
And you
So-
remember it. That's, you
Yeah,
know, that's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were missing out on a lot of, vitamins and nutrients and things, not getting the ice cream.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
that was the discussion all us kids had. Every time. I was like, don't they realize we're being deprived?
We won't get, chocolate or anything crazy. We'll get maple walnut or something.
Exactly. Something like from a tree and
Yeah.
from the ground.
They should have given y'all like ice pops before you walk out the door,
pops,
and then you
yeah.
might
That's right.
just be quiet.
They didn't think about that.
Did they have ice pop? What kind? I mean, I'm sure they had popsicles of some sort, but what did they have in 1963?
In 1963, it was all one flavor. It was all lemon.
Really?
Lemon.
No, I'm kidding.
I
Oh,
was gonna say.
They couldn't quite figure out how to get those other flavors in. So I don't remember anything specific. There wasn't red, white, and blue. popsicles.
Like the Astro Pops, those are my favorite. I love
Are they
those.
really?
Yeah, there wasn't banana popsicles, banana flavor popsicles.
Oh,
It was-
banana and lime. I like those.
See, I'm not big on lime and lemons. Lemonade is good, but the lime is just a little bit too much for me.
Tart.
Lately, our little freezer has been full of the banana flavored
Yeah, they're good.
popsicles.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're good.
Mm-hmm. What is that? Bluebell? Something like that, I guess.
But yeah, the Astro Pops are the ones I like.
Mm-hmm.
Red, white, and blue ones.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like those too.
Because they're actually different flavors too. Each layer is a
Mhm.
different flavor. I think the white layer is almost like a lemonade
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
flavor. Walks.
Walks?
That's what we all should be doing more of.
Damn
yeah.
straight, except the
The heat.
and after you mow this lawn,
Early in the
Well,
morning?
You're walking then. You're-
I'm walking.
Yeah.
I'm
And-
hurting every
Yeah.
bone in my body when I do it.
Before the sun goes down, a little bit before the sun goes down, it's a great time to walk. It's cooled down a little. So,
we should do more of that.
There's no sidewalks anymore anywhere,
right.
so you got to walk on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
One of my top 5 favorite things about summer was a past event. I used to play like a beer league softball
Mm-hmm.
when I was probably in my early 20s.
Okay.
We had a team that a guy I went to high school started. His name was Cliff. And we all hung around at Cliff's house all the time. So we just called the team the Cliffhangers.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And we weren't
Smart.
very good.
Yeah, but it's just
We were a
about
hodgepodge of you know. I mean, there's some decent players on the team, but
who would you play though? Was it a league?
we weren't. Well, we ended up getting sponsored by some little bar somewhere. Eventually, when I say sponsored, it wasn't like they
Yeah,
were
let us
buying
put
us
your
equipment
name,
or anything.
yeah.
But I mean, we played like the Wooden Nickel was the hot team. That was like we're all the cool kids. You know, they played on that team.
They could all hit home runs.
Well, I'll never. I mean, like we'd play on. You know, I think the games were either on Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember. And you know, when the games were done, you know, we'd go to Cliff's house or one of the other guys, have a cookout. You know,
Sure.
and hang out and drink some beers and stuff like that and have fun.
Yeah.
But the first game we won, I remember we beat the Wooden Nickel.
No kidding.
Oh, nice.
And,
Wow.
yeah, we had only like one. Well, I shouldn't say the first game we won. It wasn't the first game we won, but we beat the Wooden Nickel.
And that's just
And
a big
It,
thing.
what was really cool about it is I was playing shortstop.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know, because I'm a natural outfielder.
Uh-huh.
I had played third, but I even pitched a game
Oh, yeah.
or two.
Wow.
And but when you're playing softball, it's like playing on a little league field.
Sure. Yeah.
When you're playing third base and somebody hits a liner down, it's in a softball.
Yeah, softball
It might as
and
well be
baseball
a
are-
volleyball, like a solid core volleyball coming at you, because that's what it looks like.
My uncle was actually a softball coach for girls' leagues forever, like very long time. And my cousin, his daughter, played in like lots of competitions and winning.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we tried to be good.
Well, it's just
didn't
about
work out that
fun.
well. Oh
It's
yeah,
not-
yeah, it was definitely fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, when we beat the Wooden Nickel in that game, and I was playing short, ground ball hit to me, and I fielded it clean,
Uh-huh.
threw the guy out.
Yeah.
Game over. You would have thought we won the fucking World Series. We were so excited, like we were all just running and just, like jumping, and we were
Yeah.
because we beat like the team.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
It's a good feeling.
It was fun.
That's
It
funny.
was fun.
How were they looking? All sad and shit.
They were probably like, look at all the idiots.
Yeah.
All the
They're excited for nothing.
stoners and all that. And I wasn't even a stoner, but a lot of the guys on the team were stoners
Okay.
in high school. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You had the jocks and the stoners and the this and that. They were more, but they were the best guys. These guys would do anything for you, and I, you know, it was a small town, so you'd hang
Right,
out with these
right.
guys at parties, you know, and we're all friends. Everybody was friends with
Right.
everybody for the most part, but everybody had their own little groups that they hung out with.
Yeah.
And so I was never like really in their group, you know. But you know, for that 3 or 4 years that we had the team, it was fun, and they were a good bunch of guys. They'd do
Yeah.
anything for you, you know.
Yeah.
They had if you needed a shirt, they'd take it off and hand it to you. That's the type of guys these were.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unfortunately, Cliff passed, and that kind of ended the team. We couldn't go on without Cliff.
Oh, like in that time period? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Him and another guy on the team went out, and I guess they went over to a nearby town to, you know, find some pot or something like that, and got in a wreck.
Oh, gosh.
Cliff literally launched through the back window of the pickup truck and hit a train that was going by.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful, awful. So
What?
That's a crazy,
kind of
crazy
ended
thing.
there. So
Yeah. Wow.
That is.
but yeah, and he was only in his 20s, you know.
Man, oh man.
And the guy that was driving, I mean, it was awful.
That
you
is
know,
crazy.
he had to
Like,
live with that, and they were really tight, good friends. But
he
boy, that's
probably had
getting
issues,
I'm making
yeah.
this a downer all of a sudden. It's supposed to be our favorite things about summer, but the memories I have from playing with the team for
Yeah.
3 or 4 years, I still have the my jersey somewhere,
Probably.
or my, you know,
Probably.
whatever. It's just a T-shirt basically, but
It means something to you.
yeah. Well, that was one of those things. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm never gonna wear it again, but you know, it's like
I don't wanna get rid
I'm not
of
gonna
it.
get rid of it.
Yeah.
Right. So
All right. So my second or fourth
fourth, yeah.
basically
Your
is
second, but
just
your fourth.
pool days, and usually with like my sister or my best friend. And I don't have them a lot because I've never had my own pool. I've never lived in a neighborhood that had a pool, or even my first apartment. I don't even think they had a pool there. But yeah, pool days, and they're very rare. But my sister and my
You do
best
now.
friend. Well, yeah. I mean, eventually I hope to go over there. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
After we're done doing the podcast, go over and get in the pool and float around for a couple hours.
Hey, I'm all for it. But yeah, my mom used to live in an apartment, and they had a pool, and it was really, really nice. And it was actually open all year long. So we could even just go out there and just hang by the pool, even if we wouldn't go in there.
Where was this at?
They were in Airsley.
Airsley.
Yeah. Off South Tryon.
Oh, that's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like my parents lived there. and
Airsley,
so,
Paisley. I don't.
well, where the movie theater is in Still Creek. You know that area.
I'm not. I actually don't know Charlotte very
It's
well.
right down the street from Westinghouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so they were over there, and me and my sister would go over there all the time and take the kids, and just good times. There was a bad experience one time there. A lady walked up and she was like, "You're bringing all these people to this pool, and that's why we can't enjoy our own pool."
Yeah.
And my sister was like, "You don't want to fuck with me today." And the lady was like really pissed off. And it was like me and
Why
my
did
sister.
she think it was her pool?
Because she lived there and we didn't.
It's tough
But
shit.
my mom is allowed to bring people there. It was just me, my sister, and I think it was Cameron and Dallas, who was my niece. So it was just 4 of us that my mom brought over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she was like, "We can't go there because y'all are taking up all the room." And
Wow.
my sister was very heated and was like, "You don't want to fuck with me today," because she had to go to work later. She was already mad. She had to leave early. And then I just walked up, and like, I think the funniest thing to say to somebody to like get them riled up is like, "Don't worry. God loves you." He still loves you. Because it just pisses people off. She was very mad, and she walked away. I'll never forget that. It was a great pool day, though.
Yeah.
We
Really?
had a pool at the apartments we lived at here in Gastonia, and I only went over a couple times. Never ever got in the pool. I just went over there like thinking, you know, maybe I'd meet some people that live there that were
Right.
you know, and make some friends or something like that. But it started getting stupid. The cops were getting called every weekend,
wow.
Oh, really?
and a little kid almost drowned because nobody was paying attention. I was like, I'm not even.
And that
I want to get the fuck out of these apartments.
Right.
That can happen so quick.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
quick.
and the cops.
No
and-
lifeguard, I'm assuming.
no.
Yeah,
And-
but they have a sign that says no lifeguard.
Right, right. But I mean, you're supposed to be a resident of the apartment complex,
Mm-hmm.
and they had the little rubber wristband that you were supposed to have if you were over there.
Right.
And people were, obviously bringing in all their friends on the weekends, and because the office was closed on the weekends.
Right.
It might have been open on Saturday, but it closed, earlier, and people would, have a big throwdown in there, and half the people that were in there didn't even live at the apartment.
Like have a big, huge party.
And fights were going on, and cops were getting. And I was like, man, I'm not going over there.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
Too
Especially
much.
when, like I said, the pool up here. We just drive up here and spend a Saturday up here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to jump ahead of you real quick because my number 4 is pool days.
Okay.
Knocked that one out.
and like when we spend a whole, like Saturday over there just floating around the pool, and they might have a race on or a ball game or something, or we'd
Grilling
listen to
out
music.
and
Yeah, and then afterwards we, throw something on the grill and eat something and just a good relaxing kind of day.
Sure. That's what it should be.
I can't wait for
We don't
days like that.
tie it on like we used to, but that was the only time Kyle's mom really would tie one on. She didn't realize she was floating around the pool all afternoon, and she gets out of the pool, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, Dar got Russian. We said Russian because one time she drank a couple White Russians, and the power went out because a thunderstorm came. And actually, Kyle and her dad we all got out of the pool because it was getting nasty. It was getting ready to storm. Well, they had a table down there, and the umbrella was still up. So her and her dad thought they were going to beat the storm. And I remember Dar and I were looking out the kitchen window because you can see the pool from there. We saw them run down there. And obviously this was years ago because it was before Kyle had to use crutches and stuff. But they got almost to the gate, and the wind just picked that threw the whole thing into the into the pool.
Oh,
and it was a glass table.
Oh no!
Shattered the glass
in the pool.
But because the umbrella was still open, 90% of the glass
was in the umbrella.
When we pulled the umbrella out, was because it was like broke into like the little square like safety glass pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, her dad had to do some diving and go down to the bottom and clean up some shit.
That's kind of cool though that the umbrella picked up most
saved
of it.
99% of it, or 90% of it, anyways.
You say White Russians, that just makes me sick to my stomach. The last time I drank a White Russian was very, very long time ago. I had quite a few of them, and then at the end of the night, I had a shot of Goldschlager, and then never had a White Russian again.
Well, what I was saying about the White Russians, and that's why we say, Dar got Russian.
Yeah.
Because the power went out because of the storm and everything else. And, she's trying to make a phone call on the cordless phone. And we're like, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. The power's out. And she's just kept trying and kept trying.
That's funny.
And finally, she just disappeared, and she was like snoring on the bed.
Passed out.
And, she doesn't listen to the podcast, so she's not going to be embarrassed.
She'll be okay.
But yeah, we had some good times over there at the pool.
That's funny.
But I had to jump in front of you just because we had the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And but what is your number 4?
So it was just growing up in Canandaigua, New York. So it's a town built on the north shore of Canandaigua Lake. So that was great. Canandaigua,
going down to
Kershaw Park at the north end.
Friends that had places on the lake.
Oh yeah. So you had the boathouses. You had the city pier that went out, and there was all these beautiful old boathouses that were built on that. Then you had Kershaw Park, which was huge, and at the other end of the rest of the real estate on the north end of the lake was Roseland Park. It was an amusement park that had been there since, I don't know, the early 1900s.
Yeah.
And had been added to and built up, and it was just so cool. So it was just, and the great thing about that is the amusement park was a great place for us kids in high school to get a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you could make some money. You had a little money to spend during the summer.
Huh.
And
yeah,
so
and it wasn't,
that was fun.
It wasn't a huge, I mean, it felt bigger back when I was a kid going there, but it wasn't like,
Like
It
now,
wasn't
when
like
you see it.
Carowinds or anything like
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
they had a old wooden roller coaster.
The
They
Skyliner.
had bumper cars. They
Right.
had a haunted house.
Mm-hmm.
They had a huge game room.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say there's
two-level
probably
game
a lot
room.
of games and like
Yeah.
Skee ball and all that.
And the great thing was that the upper floor was fascination. So you sit there. It's a table it's a flat table with holes everywhere, and the holes are in a pattern, and it's got a glass top on it. So it's just big enough for you to roll the ball, and you can get good at it after a while. You know where to roll it, and it's going to make its way around and drop in one of those holes. So if you created a straight line, that all the holes in a straight line, you filled that, or a diagonal, then the lights, your lights on top of your
section or whatever.
Of your little section, yeah. It was great because the room was just lined with these. It was, I don't know how many people could sit in on Fascination, but it cost 10 cents a game.
Huh.
And if you set off the lights first, you made a whatever direction, you won a dime from every player.
Oh.
And then as
Y'all were betting.
Oh yeah, and as the night went on, then the house would create its own pot, and they would say it was a specific. This is like a house game, and so you're playing for winning from each other, and also you're playing for the house pot.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so when you hit that was like usually I think they put in like. Sometimes they put in twice the amount that of all the players that were there.
So on a good night, $20 or $30.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It was probably more than that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I had friends that were really good at
I was
it.
just messing with you on that.
But you could get really
it's
good
just
at
the
it.
fun of it, though.
Well,
Oh,
here's
yeah.
here's get this Roseland Park. When I used to go there as a kid, it had one of those shooting ranges. It was like you'd shoot the piano player, or the raccoon, or whatever. Well, Dan Lee worked the shooting range when he was younger. They actually shot 22 rifles.
22
Like,
rifles.
The real deal, like 22 rifles.
Now
At the same things, or like
Well, I
Oh,
mean, it was
oh,
probably
yeah.
set up different then, but
it was so you had this arcade that was maybe 7 booths, and one of them was another one that I ran was
the
squirt
squirt
thing, and
Yeah.
there's a bunch of horses that are
Yeah.
racing across that.
I was good at that at Carowinds.
Yeah, and after like one lane, 2 or 3 times, then I have to go back and take a screwdriver and start adjusting the water flow. So now this one's going to win, and I do that, and I come back out, and they go, "Where'd you go?"
I had to feed the horses.
Yeah, it was like whatever you could think
I
of
didn't
to
know
say.
that was a thing.
Yeah,
So
Well, all
you
those
mess
games
with
are
the
99% of those games are rigged
I mean,
to a certain degree.
today it would be computer controlled, and it would make the adjustment for you.
Right,
But I
right.
had to go
they're
back.
just doing it on their phone now.
Yeah, it's like they're going, "Where did you go?" So that was fun. But the shooting range, that was serious on a Saturday night.
I mean, it's
I know.
basically a
Can
gun
you-
range.
Can you even imagine that now?
No.
Like, they
Oh,
were-
because remember Kershaw Park on a Saturday or a Sunday?
yeah.
Thousands of people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't know if a crazy's gonna
And
pick
they-
up one of the guns.
And they would come down to the amusement park. So I'm running the 22 range, and I had a guy waving. They were laughing and joking. I'm like, these guys are really drunk, and he's waving the gun around, and I had already loaded that one for him. So I went over and I just grabbed a hold of the gun, and I said, "Nope,
yeah,
no.
you're too loose, buddy.
yeah." So I said, "You can shoot, but you can't wave this gun around.
Right.
Just keep it that way."
Yeah.
And he was good. He was
That's
good with that
crazy
because he
that
didn't
they
want
were
to get
real
kicked.
though.
He didn't want to get kicked out, but the chain was long enough.
Where you could actually
could
turn
swing it.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, you could actually swing it,
Yeah, no.
and they were shorts. They were
Things have changed a lot.
Yeah.
they were 22 shorts
for the better.
But a 22 short, if it hit you right, it's going to kill you.
Yeah.
It was a
That's
22 short,
crazy.
but it could definitely kill you. So, and there was never a problem there with it.
Well, because people weren't as nuts as, I mean, you had a nut bag here and there, but
Yeah.
now it's,
Well, I just want to say I think it would be cool to like go to a lake every summer and see the same people and kind of you look forward to that.
Yeah.
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 Did
Yeah.
y'all have a boat?
We had a boat for a while, and eventually that went away. But Canandaigua was a pretty long lake, 18 miles. So it's a mile wide, sometimes a mile and a half, but 18 miles long. And the Finger Lakes are all kind of similar. The next one over is Seneca, and that was 40 miles long and about 3 miles wide. But what was cool about Canandaigua was if the winter was cold enough, the entire lake would freeze. on
Y'all did
top.
not go skating on it, did you?
Well,
You
yeah,
could down at Kershaw because
'cause it was shallow enough.
all the north ends of the lake, they were. What was that time in history when the ice flows were? The Earth was starting to. The Earth went through phases of cooling down, warming up, cooling down, and when it was really cooling down for millions of years, the ice flows out of Canada would come down, and they created the lakes as they were withdrawing back up to Canada when the Earth was warming up again, and you could tell by the way the depth of the Finger Lakes told the story about what was going on in the years that these glaciers were slowly making their way back north. Because Seneca Lake on the south end is just similar in its own respect to Canandaigua Lake. Canandaigua Lake was like 310 feet deep on the south end, 3 feet deep on the north end. So the less weight of the ice flow is melting as it's receding north to Canada, and it couldn't dig as deep. All that weight was gone, and it was just cutting. It's still cutting a path. And Seneca Lake was over 600 feet deep on the south end.
Wow.
So that's how the scientists could figure this out over time. That's like, well, there's a similarity here. And how would this happen? Well, what force of nature? Well, it had to be the glaciers that would create, because there's no other water flow feeding them.
Right.
And but it was a lot of fun. The lake
Yeah.
was just so much fun. And
Y'all know there's a Kershaw in, I don't know if it's South Carolina or North Carolina.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard, but
It's kind of a, I think it's on the way to the beach, Myrtle Beach. It's
Okay.
not like a great place to live, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
probably not. Probably. There's a lot of
But
places
there is a Kershaw.
on the way to Myrtle Beach that probably aren't the greatest places to live.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3 for me, right?
We're gonna take our break.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Sounds good.
I want to edit the take our break shit out.
Right.
But anyways, I'm gonna hit pause here. Yeah, we're 37 minutes in. So.
Oh, okay.
You did good then.
Yeah, I meant to tell you guys. Let's try to get through our first 2,
Okay.
and then we'll take a break, and then we'll do our other 3. All right, I guess we're at Marnie's number 3.
Yeah. My number 3 is just vacations in the mountains and the beach. It was very rare for me when I was married to go on a lot of vacations. So, like, summertime would come around and I could go with some friends and we'd go up to the mountains and go tubing or go see waterfalls or use my parents' timeshare and go to Virginia Beach or, Hollywood, Florida. But summertime was vacation time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I didn't take a lot of vacations.
I mean, I felt like
My
it was
parents were
needed.
against them. They were like, no vacation.
Who the hell were those people?
No, I really enjoy the mountains in the summer because it's not as hot, going to the beach. But, yeah, one of my favorite places is Brown Mountain
Brown
Beach
Mountain.
Resort.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of like a beach, but it's in the mountains.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a nice situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to look that up. I'm not aware of that one.
Yeah, it's nice. A lot of people have weddings there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can imagine.
Why would anybody get married?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Speaking of summer, it's hot.
It's hot as
It's
hell
hot in
today.
here.
I mean, it's better in here than out there.
Slightly.
Slightly. It's hot as hell.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into vacations yet.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I like taking vacations.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've only taken like 3 or 4 my entire life.
3 or 4.
No,
He's
sorry.
like,
Let me think
you're
about it.
More than
lying.
that.
No, I got to think about this for a minute.
I just always look forward to summertime because I knew it was like,
Well, my parents were like,
Vacation.
you got fucking Kershaw, Roseland.
Yeah,
There's
that's
your
right.
fucking vacation.
Get on your bike, go down, live it up.
Go down and hang out at the pier.
we're living
Spend the night on
vacation.
Squaw Island.
Oh gosh, yeah. I never set foot
Canoe
on,
into Roseland Park after it's closed,
I never set foot on
which we
Squaw
did
Island.
that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Canoed in after hours.
Yeah. Wow.
Fortunately, we didn't get busted because that would have been a call you guys got.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, your kid was at Roseland. They weren't doing anything. They were just walking around. It wasn't like they were
Yeah.
robbing the place or trying to turn anything on.
Right, right.
We just thought it'd be cool to go in there when it was closed.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably
Well-
could have just hopped the fence instead of like rowboating in from Squaw Island.
Right. Well, fortunately, to your benefit, if it ever happened, a very good friend of mine was the police chief in
Oh.
Canandaigua. I graduated with
So
him.
you would have been okay,
Yeah,
is what
you-
he's
you're
saying.
probably, they'd have to back up a few things, but yeah, you'd probably be in the clear.
Either that or I'd be getting paroled in 2024.
Maybe.
No, I think it would have gone in your favor.
What do you got, Dan Lee, for your number? Where are you at? Number 3.
Right, right.
Number 3, favorite thing.
It was playing frisbee.
Playing frisbee.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we just my friends and I were nuts about frisbee, and so there was one summer I really wasn't working, and a friend of mine lived on the same street I lived in, right down near a little park down at the end of the street called Sonnenberg Park. So Sonnenberg is a German word for sunny hill.
There wasn't a hill down there.
No, nope.
It was just flat.
It was flat as can be. So I don't know. Somebody had a huge
I used to go down there
misconception.
and play ball all the time.
Hopeful thinking, maybe, for
They should have just called it Berg Park,
Yeah, there you go.
not the Sonnen part. But yeah, we go down to Sonnenberg and just we throw frisbee for hours.
That was a great place to throw frisbee because it was so flat.
Yeah,
You could just
yeah.
go crazy out there with frisbees.
And we discovered CPI frisbees.
Yep.
I saw it in a store. Asked the guy about it. I was in a little shop that sold primarily frisbees and frisbee golf stuff, and that was coming on. And
Yeah, CPI's big into disc golf.
so CPI, he said, you're going to want one of these. These things really cover some territory. And he was right. And he even showed me how to throw it. He said, you throw it off your thumb.
Right.
You don't throw it this way. You throw it that way, and you can really put some power on it. My God, the first time we were messing with that thing and we started to get good, I could throw it over his head. He'd have to chase it. I
You
mean, it was-
decapitated 2 people driving
No.
a convertible by Sonnenberg Park.
that wasn't me. That was some other kid.
I mean, frisbee was pretty big when I was younger with my family too, but
Uh-huh.
it was really cool when was it the Nerf one that came out?
Yeah,
That was just the
sure.
ring.
Right.
Yeah, I
Right.
remember
Yeah.
those. I remember those.
Yeah.
When those came out, it was like really big. But
Yeah.
both my brother and my son, Cameron, love frisbee golf.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
I
called.
played
Yeah.
for a long time. I'd like to go
Yeah.
out and play again.
I wish
Oh
I
yeah,
wish I had
they're
gone with
totally into it. They love it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I still have them. They're in there up on the shelf.
and they're not cheap.
No. I've lost a few.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, frisbee was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't great at it, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Because when we lived in Charlotte in the university area, we had Reedy Creek Park was
Yep.
right there.
That's
Right.
where
And
my
we used to
brother
go
and
play
my son
all
went.
the time
Yep.
over at
Oh,
Reedy
okay.
Creek.
Mhm.
Because I mean, like it was like 5 minutes from my
Mhm.
house.
Well, frisbee came out when I was a little kid back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you've heard this, if I've said this before, but my father had a big collection of 78 records.
Mm-hmm.
So 78s, of course, they stopped making them. I don't know, in maybe the late 40s or something. He had a box full, and I pulled one out because I had seen him looking at them, and I think I might have seen an ad for Frisbee on TV.
You're like, oh, this is a Frisbee.
I Frisbeed
Oh, no.
in the garage every one of those 78s.
Was he mad?
$140,000 worth of fucking records he destroyed in the
Was
garage.
he mad? No?
Wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And by the time my sister finally went running in the house, she's like, "You shouldn't do that." And I was laughing. I was throwing them. You know, I don't know what I was. It had to be 1956. I was probably 3 or 4 years old. And I broke every single one.
Wow.
It was what a letdown when I got to the last one. So I threw it. And
I would have got my ass beat.
oh, my mom came out and she's like, I was like one of those, oh my God. And
Your father's going to kill you.
I'm sorry.
he never said a word. He really
Really?
didn't say a word.
Huh.
But he probably
You were too young. I mean,
he probably went about taking anything that was breakable at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and it made a trip, you know, in the top of the garage.
right, above where you could reach it.
Yeah. So
He's probably like, damn,
See, I
I
had
should
the
have
same-
got him a Frisbee.
I had the same thing, though. I was like breaking glass when I was like 5, 6 years old.
oh yeah,
I loved breaking glass. I mean, the little neighborhood we lived in Corning or Painted Post.
right, sure,
One of the neighbors went on vacation. I broke all their fucking garage windows out.
yeah,
But I didn't even realize what I was doing. I was just like, this is so cool.
yeah.
I love that sound.
Exactly.
It's such a cool
Sounds
sound.
awesome.
I did a similar thing.
See, I
too.
don't feel so bad. Like, I was a bad kid. You were a bad kid, too. So, you know.
I never
I don't
said it
feel-
wasn't.
Well, I mean, I just feel like I've spilled my guts here, and y'all think I was like the worst child ever.
I don't remember what kind of trouble I got in for it, but they knew that I did it.
Yeah.
Somehow,
They
somebody
probably
saw
had
me
to
do
pay
it.
for it.
Like,
Did
why
y'all
did-
have to pay for it?
My parents probably did, or my grandparents,
Again,
one or the other.
I was so little.
But that's the thing. I don't remember what
But
happened.
It was fun.
yeah.
It was just a blast.
That's funny.
Now, instead of a 22 range, that's what they should have had. They should have had
just
somebody.
shooting bottles or something.
Yeah, just bring in panes of glass, set them up,
Right.
stand there throwing rocks.
Well,
at 'em.
you know, there's places we can go now and go wreck shit.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
have those
TVs
like
and yeah,
places where you can
glass
just
and
smash it with
everything.
a bat or a sledgehammer.
We should
or-
go do that.
That's
that
too
would be
cool.
It
fun.
would be fun. It's probably expensive though.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah,
$50 maybe?
Just see what you can round up in the barn. And we can just do it for free.
Ma-
Huh.
Yeah, but then I gotta clean it up.
We'll just we'll run a bobcat and just scoop it all up. Bobcat in a dumpster.
Yeah.
Just scoop it all up.
yeah. It's easy. Just a $2,000 rental.
It
That's
would
it.
feel good though to go smash some shit.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Wouldn't it?
it would
It would.
be great. I remember when you bring up frisbees though. My brother liked boomerangs, so he used to throw those in the
Oh.
backyard too,
Wow.
like wooden ones, and
Did
they
you have
come
them?
back to us.
I think I've tried boomerangs before, and they never fucking came back like they do when you see
Wh-
people.
really,
throw 'em.
my
I've
brother
seen-
was
They
good
come
at
back,
it.
but you better get the fuck
Well,
out of the way.
That's the thing. That's the whole point. When it's coming back, it's like, how do you know it's not going to take a
Well,
turn?
I think it would come back and just hit the ground. We wouldn't try to catch it because we knew we'd get
Somebody's
hurt.
gonna lose an
Yeah,
arm or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Solid wood.
Right.
Ouch.
Fun things about summer.
right,
Boomerangs. My number 3 is cookouts at Shannon's house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Always fun. They always put
Okay.
on like John. When I say Shannon's, Shannon and John's, my sister and brother-in-law.
Mhm.
John's always smoking something on the grill or
Right.
grilling something. Really tasty food. And they got all
Mm-hmm.
but they got a pool there and they got a hot tub and then they got the nice fire pit that he built a few
Yeah.
years back.
Yeah.
Nice
And-
family time.
Oh
Yeah, just a good time to hang out with family and
Yeah.
to go to a nice house and
Mhm.
not the shit box that we're living in here. That's
I
my
mean-
backyard. It's a fucking easy up with 2 panels of
Yeah.
I mean, it gives us shade. It
That's
helps.
right. That's
It
right.
helps,
works.
but it's not the we look like rednecks.
Well,
I
I
got it
always
easy
wanted
up
a
there.
house to invite like the whole family
Like
over.
an entertaining type house, yeah.
Yeah.
And, my first house was kind of like that, but my husband didn't like a lot of people over. So then I bought this house and I thought it was going to be entertaining. It's really not.
Oh.
I mean, I've tried to make it that way, but yeah,
I told you we could try to do the podcast down there one weekend just to see.
we can try. We can try. It's going to be loud.
Right. It's gonna be like
Okay.
it's gonna be like a on location. You're gonna hear cars
okay.
going by and people going, "Fuck you!"
But like, I wanted to buy a place that I could have people over and have good family time and friends over and
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
No, and we talked about it before. I prefer like house type parties or like going to the cabin or
Yeah.
going down there, and yes, they have a nice house, and I'm not trying to make them like, oh, they're just millionaires or no. They busted their ass to have the nice house,
Right,
and
right.
to maintain it and make it look nice, and
right.
it's not like it just happens. I mean, it's a lot of work as well.
Right, but it's welcoming and comfortable, and everybody can
Yeah.
have a
Yeah,
good time,
well,
and that's
and-
what's great about it.
And
Probably.
one of the best things about their house is they have a nice front porch.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it starts raining out or whatever, you can go out and just
Still have a place
and
to
they
hang.
got the swing on each end of the porch and then some chairs and
I
stuff
love
and
that.
and it's just I love sitting on the front porch. Like I told Kyle, we were both she wants like a real dishwasher that actually cleans the dishes, and I'm
Right.
like, yeah, and I want a porch.
Yeah.
I said, we don't like the next place we live in. Don't even fucking care if it has a bathroom as long as it's got a porch,
Well, you need a
like shade.
with a dishwasher on it.
Well, if it's out in the country, I'll just pee
Well,
off
and it's
the
also
porch.
nice, like when
Yeah.
you have a big get together, like it's nice to have like everybody hanging out, but then sometimes the ladies want to be together and the men want to be together. So if you have
Yeah.
sections
Right.
that are whatever the weather, like,
Right.
and y'all can both go do your thing, it's
Exactly.
nice. It's
Sure.
a nice thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like y'all get the fuck out of here. Go out on the front porch or something.
Yeah,
Or-
We need
and
to
we're
talk.
we're in the kitchen and we're enjoying ourselves, and we might not be cooking, but
Well, see, they're
you
kind
know.
of they have an open. It's kind of open. Their kitchen, and
Mm-hmm.
then there's a dining area, and then but it's all open, so you can be like at the sink and still be talking, which is kind of nice for entertaining
Yeah.
because people can be in different parts of the
That's
house.
exactly what I wanted when I bought my house, and I bought the exact opposite
Yeah.
because my
Well,
house
you bought
is
an
so
old house, and
yeah,
and
it's
they
all
were
sectioned off.
exactly.
But
Every room is a room,
right, eventually maybe I can open it up, but that's going to be very expensive.
But I wouldn't open it up too much because I think old houses like that have character.
They do.
They
They
do.
do.
And
Yeah.
You know, I used to watch. We used to be big into what like my first home or whatever on HDTV or whatever, and it's like, what do these fucking 20-year-olds do for a living? They're buying their first house, and they're looking for something $750,000 range. Like when I bought my first house at almost 40, I was looking for something in the $100,000
Right,
range.
exactly.
You know,
Same.
like what do you people do for a living? Like,
They're
how do you
really-
make
well,
this
they
kind of
may
money?
have been born into money.
Well, exactly.
you know?
That's exactly.
I've never
it.
had that problem.
You're not buying a $500,000 home at 20 years old if mommy and daddy aren't
Yeah.
footing some of that bill.
Right.
Yeah.
But then they'd go. What my point was is they go into this old Victorian type house that had all this character, and they're like, yeah, if you just knock out the and just open, just go buy a new house that's
Yeah.
already open.
Yeah,
Don't
if
Yeah.
you
destroy
didn't want it that, yeah.
an old house that has character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and if
True.
you do, if you take out all the walls, I hope the fucking thing collapses. Take all the load-bearing walls out. Just take them all out so you can have an open concept.
You're a meanie.
Totally off topic.
Yeah, that's okay.
But yes, cookouts at Shannon and John's.
Sounds like a good time.
It is. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is 4th of July. Because
That's a good one. I didn't even think of holidays.
Well, here's the thing. 4th of July is my grandfather's birthday on my dad's side.
Actual 4th of July? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
And Maryland was where we would celebrate. And my grandparents always lived on one street in Maryland. They never owned a house, but they rented all the way down. And it was across from Baker Park, which was in, Frederick, Maryland. And that's where the fireworks would go off.
Oh, yeah?
So we
Oh, wow.
literally sat on their front
Didn't even have to get in the
lawn.
car and go anywhere.
No,
Just
we
went
sat on
outside.
the front lawn
That's-
with blankets and just watched them go off.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So we still like to go up to Maryland. We went last year. Can't do it this year. None of us have the money or the funds to do it. But we always get like a bushel of crabs that are like, seasoned, and shrimp, and like it's just a whole big family thing. And
they shoot them off at the same place?
well, no,
Oh.
they do in the same area, but it's
Okay.
totally different now. Like we would walk all the way there to go see them. But we can't go on the same street because they block that street off now.
Oh.
It's different now, but we still go to watch them.
Sure.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle, they have a nice house near Frederick, and they've got a pool. So last year it was fun. We drove out to Frederick, and then my cousin has a house near Frederick. So we go hang at his house, and then we walk up to go see the fireworks, which is near Baker Park. It's a good long walk, but it's worth it. We're with a huge we've got a huge family,
Yeah.
and it's just fun,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I wish I could go every year, but I can't. Last year, I will say this. So in Maryland, medical marijuana is legal. And so we were at my aunt's and we were eating crabs and shrimp and all this stuff. Me and my sister went down to smoke a cigarette. My aunt came out. She was like, "Do you want to hit this joint?" I was like, "What? You're smoking weed now?" Like, I was shocked. She was like, "Yeah, well, it's medical." And I was like, "Oh, okay." Put me on my ass.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I literally had to sit down in her garage, and she was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I am fucked up."
I'm
And she,
melting.
yeah, she was like,
I'm melting.
she said, "I thought you smoke weed." I was like, "I do in North Carolina."
Oh, you shouldn't say that because it's
Same.
not legal. It's not even
whatever.
medical.
But
Minnesota just
was-
became the 23rd state to legalize recreational
Oh,
well,
marijuana.
when it happens here, I think me and Kyle should go into business because I own a name called QC Candy, and I think she could make the great candy.
Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, it had me on my ass. I was like, "What in the hell?" But it was a great 4th of July. Like, I wish I could go every
The part
year.
you remember, anyways.
I remember a lot.
What about the part where you melted onto the garage floor?
Well, it was funny because they videotaped me. Or not videotape. That sounds so
Well-
old. Somebody recorded me. My
Okay,
cousin did.
I need the name and phone number of your cousin because I need to see this. I need
My
to see
cousin
this
Carrie.
video recording.
She was like, "Man," everybody was like, "We thought you smoked weed." I was like, "I do, but not this." I mean, I was. Ugh,
I don't
was a
smoke it,
lot.
so but I've heard that the medical stuff
Yeah,
can be pretty potent.
potent. I mean, I even pulled Caleb to the side, like in another room. I was like, "Caleb, I'm so high." He
You know,
was
your
like,
parents are listening to the podcast now. Do they know
They
about
know.
this?
They
Okay,
know.
okay. I was
Yeah.
just gonna say you're gonna get grounded.
I know. They're gonna might get my ass whooped.
Wow.
No, but yeah,
Yikes.
4th of July's are awesome up in Maryland.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Definitely cool. 4th of July. I never even thought about 4th of July. And it's hit or miss. I mean, it's always like, you're going to do some sort of cookout or something,
Yeah.
but, it's not always, we don't always go like all out. That's usually a pool day
Yeah.
or a cookout at Shannon and John's
Yeah.
or
Right.
something. We're
Right.
doing
Still a
something
good
on the 4th of
time.
July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ours just involves crabs and shrimp and
Medical marijuana.
a lot of drinks too.
Oh, yeah. It's 4th of July.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you got, Danielle? What's your number 2 favorite thing about summer?
Okay.
Medical marijuana.
No, not quite. It's 1989,
1989.
and we are flying kites
Oh.
on in Mossy Bank. I think
Mossy
it's
Bank
called.
Park, yeah.
Mossy Bank Park, above That's above Bath, New York.
Yeah, yeah.
That's above Bath, and that's where we would fly kites there, and also watch the guys that had what are they called?
The hang glider guys.
Hang gliders.
Oh yeah.
They'd be right there, and they'd be got that hang glider, and they'd run and jump, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I can't even walk over there and look down.
It's scary.
And
Yeah.
these guys are going off flying.
Yeah.
And that just every time we went up there, I was like, oh, this is the greatest place in the world. I love this up here.
Yeah. We used to go up to Mossy Bank all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was so neat.
My ex liked kites. He would always fly one at the beach when we would go with,
I had-
with Caleb.
I had the most fun. I never flew a box kite before. So we got to the beach. I said, come on, Kim, let's go to a store. They got some kite stores here, and the person behind the counter said, "You ever fly a box kite?" I'm like, "No, it looks like ridiculously
Yeah,
hard."
because those are two-handers and shit, aren't they? You got
and he said, "Look," he said, "I've got one that's you'll like the way the controller for this. It's so much easier." He said, "You're gonna have fun with this." And it's a windy day, so we're at Myrtle Beach, and it's like,
Yeah, perfect.
let's do it. I said, let's go with it. I never had so much fun flying a kite like I did that box
Yeah.
kite.
yeah.
I mean, there's some crazy kites out there, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember going to the beach, and there's like some that are kind of scary looking,
Yeah.
like with eyes and like
Oh,
all
yeah.
these teeth and
Yeah.
crazy big ones.
Oh yeah,
Huge ones.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, kites definitely. You got to get a kite when you go to the beach.
Yeah. I
And even
never
if,
even
like-
thought about it until my ex started buying them. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, they're so easy to fly at the beach because the wind coming in off
wind,
the
yeah.
ocean.
Yeah.
It's so easy. All you have to do is just let them go, and they go. You
Yeah.
know?
That was a cool thing too. I didn't have to work hard at it.
Yeah. No, I've never used a box kite, but they're like two-handers, and right? I mean,
Generally, I believe, but
Yeah.
I had some other thing that I had to pay a little extra for it. I do remember
Oh,
that.
I'm sure.
that
Yeah.
he said, if you really want to have some fun, do this. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I really want to have some fun. So
I'll try one of those one of these times.
Yeah.
If I ever get back to the
you
beach.
got to get back to the
Alright.
beach. That's all
Um,
there is to it.
well, my number 2 is summer breaks, like when you were in high school. Like I
Yeah.
feel like when you were in high school, or at least when I was in high school, that was when you took full advantage of summer break.
Yeah.
Like you were always out doing whatever.
And that started
And-
what? June 20th? Wasn't
Well,
June 20th the
June
date?
period.
I can't even remember, but yeah,
I
like in
think
June.
we were like around the later part of June for us.
Yeah, it's different down here in North
Ye-
Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, going to Mossy Bank,
Mm.
Teller Park, playing frisbee,
Mhm.
hacky sack was big for a while.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
hacky sack. Forgot
you
about
know,
that.
We would always go to
Just
Myrtle Beach.
bonfire parties.
Mm-hmm.
Just you know, you were always doing stuff.
Right.
Well, like you said, you have to, like when you're in high school and it's break time, even spring break or summer break, you take advantage of that time and you just live your life and have a great time.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it's-
I mean, and I even like I had summer jobs and stuff too. You know,
Mhm.
but still, you just took full advantage of
Yeah.
summer break. But like you said, I wasn't even. I was thinking about Taylor Park because we used to go down Taylor Park all the time down by the winery
Right. Right.
down towards Cuba Lake,
Sure.
and we'd be out there playing frisbee and hacky sack and all day long until
Right.
like whenever the bonfire party started at just before dark. So you'd be down there all day. You
Yeah.
know?
yeah.
Now that's you said Taylor Park because that's Taylor wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And then Mossy Bank. We used to go to Mossy Bank a lot
Mhm. Yeah.
and just hang out.
That's a great place.
It wasn't set up as much for like frisbee and stuff like that, but if you wanted to
Right.
just go up and like chill out and hang out, and I remember going up there with guys with acoustic guitars and bongos and shit like that, just
Right.
hanging out, just
Mhm.
Just with your friends.
yeah, just hanging out,
Yeah.
But that was always one of the things I had to make my list because
Yeah.
like now summer, it's like fuck summer, fuck summer. Like summer could be like Memorial Day, 4th of July, and then Christmas is coming, because I'm just so over the heat now. I
Yeah.
just can't stand
Well,
the heat.
Halloween is always cooler.
Well, all right. Let's go to Halloween then
Yeah.
before we go to Christmas.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is really probably
It's
one of
basically Christmas.
At my age, that's probably one of the best holidays there is now.
Yeah.
It's food.
We used to love Halloween when we had the house in Charlotte because we used to decorate the whole yard
Oh my
up.
gosh.
And kids would actually come.
Well, there was still kids trick or treating.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I understand why they do the trunk or treats and stuff like that because it's people and it's safe. Like and we didn't live in the high end neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
and but people would come every year and put their kids in the little cemetery we built and take pictures of them when they're all dressed up, and so they had photos
That's
of their
cute.
kids and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So it was always fun for us to do that.
Yeah, you did a good job with your yard. It was awesome.
We don't do it anymore. We still have all the decorations, but we used to go
Really?
by. Well, nobody trick or treats anymore. Now it's just I'm going to go out there one day after spending a whole day putting the shit out. I'm going to go out and some punk ass motherfucker wiped it all out, and then shit's on.
Yeah.
I become
Yeah.
private dick.
I wish people would
I'm
come
gonna
to
find
my
your
house.
ass.
I wish people would come to my house for trick or treat because my house could be really spooky if I wanted
yeah.
it to. But
Yeah, that's great.
nobody comes. I don't even put the Christmas tree up. I
Sounds
haven't-
spooky now, just from what you've told me about
I know.
it. I'm only kidding.
No,
I'm only
listen,
kidding.
I haven't been up in the attic yet, so who knows what's
Do you get
up
out
there.
in the basement by yourself?
Oh yeah, the basement
night?
is totally different. Yeah, it's halfway finished, so it's comfortable.
What about the other half?
I mean, it's not scary.
I just
to me.
don't go. I just don't go into the unfinished half.
It's not. Well, the unfinished half is the what do you call it?
The boiler,
No.
dirt floor.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
there's a door though. You can't.
Exactly. That's where all
see
the
it.
snakes hang out.
Yeah, probably.
The
And
snakes.
raccoons.
Wow. A lot of wildlife in your place.
All right, I'm going to shut up now before Marnie's like, "Fuck you."
I'm gonna shut you in there one day.
No, not with snakes. You hear
All
me
right.
scream like a bitch. Your
My-
number one favorite thing about
Summer?
past or present?
How about all the time?
Oh, there you go.
My birthday
Yay.
When is your birthday?
next Sunday.
Really?
Oh.
Wow.
45. Ugh. But yeah, June 11th.
June 11th.
Summertime. Always a birthday fun time.
And Kim's birthday is June 13th.
Yay!
Yeah.
What would you say, June 11th?
Yep.
See, I remember a while back, and it's off topic, but I have to say, I said, like, we're getting into the busy, like, and you're like, well, no, it's, no. Okay, so your birthday, we've got Kyle's dad's birthday, my mom's birthday. Hannah's birthday is the 5th. Happy birthday, Hannah.
Are we
which
all?
is-
We're all Geminis.
okay, and then you got Father's Day coming up.
Yep.
So, like, June, like,
It's busy.
Wow.
yeah, it gets
That's true.
busy. It gets
Yeah.
But I think what our conversation was is like the whole fucking year's busy. Because we all know there's always things going on.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like
but I'm talking
never
about
ending.
like,
but
like,
June,
I
summer.
gotta fucking text happy birthday to somebody. Why do I always have to? I don't know why I started doing this. I'm turning into like a mini Gaffigan or something. I always have to text somebody on their birthday.
Well, you don't have to text me.
I hate texting.
You can say it now, and then you don't have to do it later.
No, we'll have to do something special for your birthday.
No,
Yeah.
you don't have to.
Yeah, definitely.
No, that'll make me feel weird.
A cake with
We
sparklers.
should just, since yours is the 11th, Bert's is the 12th, Mom's is the 13th, and then Father's Day. Let's just go on a bender for like the rest of
Hell
June.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Multi-state bender.
Yeah, let's get one of those fucking buses
Yeah,
and just
that's right.
A party bus?
just take off and go.
I've been on a party bus twice, but it was like for friends, and it's kind of overrated.
Don't do it. They're COVID bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim and I did for her brother's birthday. Came back with COVID.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
You're supposed to wipe down the poles first.
All right. So your favorite part of
My-
summer is your birthday.
my birthday.
What is your favorite part of your birthday?
I mean,
All the texts you get. Happy birthday.
No.
Happy birthday.
I've just had some good trips and good birthdays. I mean, normally I've got a lot of people around me that I love and we have a good time. That's all that matters to me.
Were you doing anything special this
No,
year?
no plans. Of
All
course,
right.
my best friend has called me and she's like, we got to do something. I'm like,
Have her on the podcast next week,
on Saturday.
and
What?
we'll party after the podcast for your
mean,
birthday.
I'll ask her.
Let's do it.
I don't know if she's busy. She did tell me she's going to the beach soon, so I don't know when that is. But
She can't go on the beach on your fucking birthday
well,
unless she's taking you with her.
no. I mean, I think her son wanted to go to the beach, and they don't do a lot together. One of her sons, so
Tough shit.
no. But she's the one that when we went to Hollywood for my 40th, she's the one that made that book for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to bring that book just so y'all can
You do.
laugh at it.
Bring the book.
It's
bring her.
hilarious.
We'll talk this week. We'll
embarrassing,
figure
too.
out what we're gonna eat.
I'll ask her.
Pool might be open by then. Who knows?
Maybe.
My mom said she was gonna come down again next week. She wasn't
Oh,
coming
yeah?
this week, but she said she was gonna come next week.
Oh, we
so.
should just celebrate everybody's birthday.
Yeah, let's just like I
Indeed.
said, let's just have
A whole
bender.
party.
Yeah. That's right.
Who's bringing the medical marijuana?
That's out of my hands. But
Might have to go to Maryland for that.
Yeah, right. But yeah, my birthday. I do look forward to it, even though I'm getting older. So
yeah,
know.
that'll pass.
probably.
All right, Danielle, what is your number one favorite thing?
I used to love to go camping. We didn't do it much, but when it was just so memorable when we did do it.
Yeah.
And I just remember a trip to Letchworth. You and Shannon, your mom and I.
Yeah.
And just love that memory. Just going to Letchworth State Park.
Yep.
And Letchworth was a very interesting park because it's on the East Coast. It's probably the closest thing on a mini scale of looking at the Grand Canyon, because the canyons just run deep there.
Yeah, Letchworth
it's-
is cool.
It's awesome. Of course, it's not a huge scale thing, but just the fact that when you get there and you look at it and you see it, it's like, whoa, wow.
But
This
you
is-
can hike way up in there, and
Yeah.
the waterfalls and
Yeah.
and all that.
Oh, sure.
It's definitely a cool park.
And then camping, also did some camping at Watkins Glen State Park.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah, the Glen's cool too. The actual Glen, not the
Yeah.
track.
Not the racetrack.
They call it Watkins Glen because there's actually like a glen, like
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
with
So when y'all would
waterfalls.
camp, would you like cook on the fire and all
Sure.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
They
So
just
we
they didn't feed us.
well, no, they had
Here's
they
some
had
fruit snacks.
they had to forage. Yeah, they were there
Go get some nuts.
fight a raccoon for whatever the raccoon was trying to drag.
Yep.
There's some berries.
Come
Not
back-
sure if they're poisonous,
Yeah.
but try them out.
I bet they're tasty. You
Yeah.
really just jump right in.
You eat one first, and then we'll decide whether we're gonna eat any.
Yeah. So yeah, just those camping deals were a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Used to like camping when that was something I didn't say about when I summer break is we inevitably 4 or 5 of us would go out and put a tent or a couple tents out somewhere and
Yeah.
hang out for
Yeah.
a couple nights.
Because I
Yeah.
never did it with my family. We didn't do it as a family.
Yeah.
So when we did it, we didn't do it a lot, that's for sure, but we had fun with it. It's a blast kind of when you're little, just pitching a tent in the backyard.
Well, when we did
Yeah,
camping,
yeah.
we always had a camper. But recently, like maybe 6-7 years ago, I guess it's been. Maybe, I don't know. We had a couple that we were hanging out with, and they took us camping. And it was usually like Mother's Day weekend, and
Uh-huh.
we'd go up in the mountains in North Carolina.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of like taught us, to rough it, and they were cooking on the fire. We had a great time.
Sure.
The few times we went with them. And then we go kayaking down Tuckasegee, and it was fun. I miss doing that with them. I haven't talked to them in a really long time, but camping to me is fun.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
Camping's fun. It's too hot in the summertime in North Carolina. If you go to the mountains, it might be a little bit different because it's
May.
it's 10, 12
mountains.
degrees
Yeah.
different up there than it is down here generally. But yeah, like August in a tent, like it's just miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've tried it, and
Yeah.
it's just like nope.
You got to be under the trees. You got to have tree cover.
Well,
Otherwise,
yeah,
it's
you got to
really
have tree
bad.
fire and fans and cool packs, and
Right.
I mean it's
Yeah.
Wow.
My number one thing
Yeah.
about summer was going to the beach. I haven't been there in a long time. Kyle and I started we did it 4 years straight. We went to Holden Beach 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And then we went to Jesus Christ,
I can't help you.
the next beach up.
Right.
No. Holden Beach the second 2 years. We went to Jesus Christ, I can't even think of it.
No, I'm no.
There's Sunset. But anyways, we went 4 years in a row, and just got a oceanfront house all 3 times, or all
Which
4
is not
times.
cheap. I don't know if I've ever stayed in a
No, well, we had
oceanfront.
other people. Like the first year, the place we got wasn't that expensive, and we had a couple friends that came.
So
with
y'all
us.
all chipped in.
Well,
kinda?
we just wanted some people to go with us, and so they got off pretty light as far as what they had to pay, but it wasn't a big deal. It was we just wanted them to hang out and be
Right.
there. And the second year, Kyle's parents came, and then you guys came for a few days as well. Same place. We stayed in the
Right.
same place the next year, and then we moved up to the next island the following year, and we had Kyle's sister and her husband and the 2 girls came. This was Faith didn't exist then yet.
Okay.
So that's how far
It
you're
was-
going back.
It was still party time.
Yeah. Well, and the place was awesome. It was laid out great because it was like when you came from the backside, not the ocean side, you came in, you walked into the kitchen, and then there was a big living room, and then like sliding glass doors and a deck, and then the ocean was out there.
Yeah.
And then on each side there was 2 bedrooms with like a Jack and Jill bathroom.
Nice.
So it worked out nice because like her sister and the girl, her sister and her husband stayed over there, and then the girls stayed in there, and then Kyle and I basically had the whole other side with our
Yeah.
own bathroom. So it worked out really nice.
That's
With
And then
awesome
the following
views.
year,
yeah.
we went back to Holden again, and we had Shannon and John came,
Right.
and all the girls,
Yeah.
and my cousin Wendy and her husband at the time,
Okay.
and Hannah
Yeah.
and Evan came down, and it was a much bigger place because we had all those people, but everybody had chipped in. So, and we had a blast. We had a
Yeah.
blast. I got all kinds of video of the girls
Yeah.
just being
I've
goofy.
heard Holden is nice. I've never been there, but
There's not a lot to do
yeah, but it's a beach
on the island, but that's
Yeah.
the thing.
and you're
when
with family.
But when I
Right.
go to the beach, I don't need Myrtle Beach. I don't need all the.
Yeah,
I want
the
to go. I
hoopla,
want to get.
yeah.
I want to cook at home. I want to spend the day on the beach. I want to come back. I want to
relax,
cook shit on the grill or whatever.
It's a vacation.
Then chill out, and then maybe go out on the beach later at night. With flashlights.
I
And
love beach at night. Love
Yeah,
the beach at
yeah.
night.
just a lot of fun. And I like I said, I don't know if I
Have you
wanna do
ever
that.
been to a beach that you didn't like?
Well, I haven't been to that many beaches.
Well, I will tell you this. I don't like Hilton Head.
I've been to Hilton Head once.
You have to walk over bridges and swamp to get to
Right.
the beach, and to me, that's just too much work.
Yeah, I went down one time when Shannon and John were down there.
Yeah. I ended up there. I was going to a
Yeah,
race.
Mom and I drove down together.
Yeah, I was off to a race somewhere.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
and it was a condo, and yeah, it was a little bit of a walk especially with the kids, because you had to
Yeah.
like pull a wagon with all their stuff, and but it was still fun. And because in the evenings we'd come back and get cleaned up, and then you just walk not too far, and like the Salty Dog Cafe was over
the
there,
Salty
and there was
Dog,
a
yeah.
pavilion, a little bar in the middle where you could go
Uh-huh.
get a beer, and there was a guy out there playing guitar, and so it was just kind of neat.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it because I didn't get to do that stuff a lot. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I think my two favorite beaches are Virginia and Hollywood, Florida. Just because they've got that boardwalk basically on the beach. And then there's so many dive bars everywhere. And I love that.
Yeah.
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 See,
That's
I
what I
haven't,
think.
like I said, I haven't been to that many beach. I've been to Daytona, but it was with work and like had fun. But and I've been to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And I think when I was younger, Myrtle Beach was cool because they had,
yeah.
like you said, there was the bars and shit going on all the time. And
clubs.
when I got
you were
older,
younger.
right. But now it's just more about like just
Family
hanging out
time.
and just sitting
Yep.
out,
And the
hearing the
view.
waves at night, and just sitting
Yeah.
out on the deck and enjoying it.
Right. Right.
Now I want to go to the beach next week
You
now.
and me both. But anyways, those are our top 5
Yeah. Yeah.
favorite things about summer, past or present.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to call this one an episode.
We should.
Thank you for listening. I am the Kid.
Marnie.
And I'm Dan Ali.
We'll catch you next time.
Cool.
Yeah, we were at the time where we needed to.
We went longer than you wanted.
No, it was a good time, but
It's nice thinking about all those times at the
Yeah.
beach because it was just such a
Makes
cool
me
thing.
want to
Now I'm
have
just
more
pissed
money
off
and go
'cause I can't
places.
go
Great memories, but they piss you off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull it back.
Oh, okay.
That way it won't be out in the middle.
Okay.